a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, she's, you know, maybe she's just trying to make herself look good, or oh, maybe she's just trying to make Jake look bad, or oh, blah 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 blah. I mean, you already owned up to the abuse, you know, that was a little exaggerated. Yeah. Is there anything else like that you could be like, you know what, I fucked up in the relationship too, or I was also fucking with his head sometimes too, or messing up things too, just to
Clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me Fuck all that shit, just let me go.
Broadcasting live from our Europe, this is the most badass YouTube broadcast in the known land. What's the problem? I knew there's a fucking problem here, isn't there? There's a fucking problem. The music's not working. I'm not sure. I hear it. Yeah, it was. It was weird.
I'm hearing it fine.
Somebody said "Rip E double." That fucking threw me for a loop.
In respects. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought there was. I thought
it. Brazil concert in here.
I thought the theme didn't play. I thought the fucking theme didn't.
Congratulations, Johan! You just destroyed the whole stream. We got to start over. Bring the car back around, boys. We're doing it again.
I fucking went right into it. Alissa wasn't very. No. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get right into the video now, okay? And we're gonna go over some stuff. I think I don't want to spoil or influence, or maybe even subconsciously, and not that these guys would ever just not agree with me, but I can be pretty convincing, you know. So if they haven't, yes, I can. Except for fucking Commie Tobes, he's tough to convince. What a shock. He's joined a political cult of late. But I guess I don't want to influence because we haven't talked about what our opinions of the last Shane Dawson episode was, and I want to get right into it. To start it off, Alissa has now walked back her abuse allegations. From yeah.
Oh god.
I mean, all you have to do is listen to this, dude.
A lot of people are gonna be like, oh, she's, you know, maybe she's just trying to make herself look good, or oh, maybe she's just trying to make Jake look bad, or oh, blah 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 blah. I mean, you already owned up to the abuse, you know, that was a little exaggerated. Yeah.
There you go. You missed that, Toby?
It's a little exaggerated.
Well, Banks wheeled it back a couple months ago, actually, to be fair.
Well, yeah. I mean, but Alissa, I don't think Alissa admitted it on camera. I'm not talking. Why are you talking about my girl, son? No, I don't think. No, I don't think they made it abundantly clear. And considering Banks was accused of some serious exaggerations, maybe even outright lies about him abusing a member of Team 10. It kind of makes her every bit as guilty as what's her face? What do they call her? Snake bitch.
I'm gonna be real with you straight away. We agree on about 90% of things, maybe even higher than that.
Yeah.
I don't think this one thing is enough to take away from the rest of her story. I'm gonna let you go.
That's why you should have held back. You should have held back. I'm on the same track. You're guessing what I think. You're guessing what I fucking think, and that's what I was trying to avoid. No, I'll get into why I think what I did, because we actually did a lot of work on this, the whole news team, and they went into it with, you know, she's a cunt, and I came out of it. I was expecting it too, because I've seen her lie before. I've seen her act like, oh, I don't care. I just sit around and I watch Wild Boys. I don't know if some fucking 13-year-old's getting fucking plowed at Wolfie Rapps' room. You know, that's the girl that I was expecting, and we didn't get it. And to be honest with you, an exaggeration is a lie. It can be a lie. And when it's this serious, when she admitted to it, and there it is, Alissa, yeah, that's an admission.
See, I don't think it was a, like, I went back and watched the video where she talked about her abuse, the one with Banks, and I don't think it's purposeful like the way she exaggerated it. I think
at the end of the day, though, you have to be clear on that because I
don't buy that because these guys were in a full-scale fucking war and they were trying to hurt each other, right? And I'm a little more sympathetic of Banks in that situation.
About what happened? She just people started assuming that.
Well, maybe that's what plays into the reason.
Occurrence.
Maybe this is why Banks didn't sue Jake Paul because they had him lying and slandering. Bingo.
This is why Banks. This is why Banks stopped Keemstar in a mom's basement. Let me be clear. That's why this never went any further. That's exactly it. They're both guilty. Yeah, I mean, all of them are guilty of the same fucking thing. This is look. I'm sorry. We fucking hammered Banks for this last November and January. And about 3 months ago, so we hammered him. She's got to be held up to the same standard. It's serious allegation. As what's her face? I can't remember who's the ugly chick that now is banging Jake Paul. What's her name? I forget.
Erica Costello.
Erica. People are saying Erica's better looking than fucking Alyssa.
No way. No. Actually, but I'm kind of getting the vibe that she's all right too. But
Erica's like that trailer park hot.
I'm sorry. I mean, they are accusing each other of doing some crazy fucking shit. So let's get into the allegation.
Is there anything else like that you could be like, you know what, I fucked up in the relationship too, or I was also fucking with his head sometimes too, or messing up things too, just to talking about Jake hurting.
All right, this is where the allegations start.
You off camera and like being abusive to you was the tone of the video. But then when I was digging into it, that was a year ago. So when I was digging into it more recently, I don't know.
I found bullshit. You're so much nicer than me, Shane.
100% if that's real or what really happened.
Yeah.
Alissa, Violet, and Jake broke up because there was a lot of abuse and shit like that. Alissa started...
Listen, we got to clarify that because it's a huge word.
Yeah. Yeah. But in fairness to Banks, and by the way, we've always been fair to Banks. That's not his fault. He didn't make that video. My issue with him is the Barley House because that's bullshit.
I wasn't like getting abused every night when he came home from work. It was never like physical abuse. There was some things like if we filmed a video and he had to push me into a bush, normally you would just like nudge someone or pretend to push someone, like just act like you pushed harder, but he would actually like shove me. And like I showed in my videos, I still have like, there's like these 2 little dots here and like there's scratches.
Oh, come on.
Shut up, Tommy.
Come on, there's nothing there. There's nothing there.
It's like,
what do you mean there's nothing there?
There's little dots. I mean, she could have got that with falling off a bike when she's a kid.
Well, it seems like she's trying to make it like he targeted her, but there's video of...
They literally had the clip of the video.
They had the clip of the fucking video. It's a house where they're doing pranks all the time. She signed up for that shit. She signed up for that shit. She signed up for that shit as everybody else. And you know what? In fairness, we found out that the other two, the Spanish twins, are full of shit too. You signed up for that shit only when they're getting out. Are they?
I saw Willie Mack called that from the very beginning. Those fucking Spanish twins.
Yeah, he did. Willie Mack.
He did.
Yeah, because Willie Mack. That's why Willie Mack's never going to be a YouTube superstar because he's too honest.
Stuff like that.
You should be.
Where he would just do it way too hard.
Ow! Ow!
Yo, you guys want to talk?
Doing it way too hard and getting carried away is not abuse. Let's be abundantly clear. Let's be face Banks because that's a big word. Clear.
And I saw Max write, Nick Crompton confirmed all the pranks were fake. That might be true, and all the pranks might have been fake. That doesn't mean there's not, like, real-world shit. Like, the WWE is fake. You think those guys aren't really taking some punches?
Yeah. That's the way and that's, it's funny you're saying that because, being a huge wrestling fan, being around real wrestlers, it's just a part of it. When people, there's fuck-ups and there's fuck-ups, And anything where he went too far, it's probably a fuck-up. And she abundantly cleared to he didn't come home and abuse me.
Well, when he goes too far, it's only with her, and
She never said that. She never said that.
She did. Rewind
only with her? Come on. Only with her? She said it was everybody.
No, she said it was everybody.
All right, we'll go back. We're going back.
But he would nudge them, but he would shove her.
He would what?
I didn't hear that.
Oh, rewind the clip.
Tobes is trying to say that he was harder on her. than he was on the rest.
I don't remember her saying that.
I didn't hear
that. Look at it, rewind it.
I am, you dipshit. I gotta hit play. You gotta shut up.
Because it's a huge word.
I wasn't like getting abused every night when he came home from work. It was never like physical abuse. There was some things like if we filmed a video and he had to push me into a bush, normally you would just like nudge someone or pretend to push someone, like just act like you pushed harder, but he would actually like shove me. And like I showed in my videos, I still have like, there's like these 2 little dots here, and like there's scratches, like.
Which, by the way, the Snapchat video that he showed before the Clout House thing, that was from the time that that video was filmed.
Yeah. So she's saying she got targeted. But it wasn't.
Yeah, I think she got
that flies in the face.
That
flies in the face that he was abusive. She was targeted. She's being abused. So she's contradicted herself. I mean, I was wrong. I admit, Tobes, but that means she contradicted herself, which I believe now.
Well, no. That's not the only thing she said. She said that she was literally dragged up the stairs.
We'll get into that. Stop getting ahead of yourself. Deal with what we're dealing with now because it screws up the flow. Deal with what we're listening to now.
I'm sorry,
you're totally
you're
right.
intersecting your half-baked
No,
opinions.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to get you guys have done exactly what I wish I would have just thrown my opinion out there because you guys have tried to predict my opinion since we started. You don't know my opinion.
You should have told us. You're
no, exactly. That's not how you do a reaction fucking video. You get honest. That's how you do anything gargano. Okay, guys, here's what I'm gonna say. So you know to agree or disagree with me. What fucking fun. What fucking fun would that be? What fun would that be? Oh, that's fantastic.
Yo, folks, what's going on? GP coming in.
Yeah, here we go.
Stuff like that, where he would just do it way too hard.
Ow! Ow!
Yo, you guys want to die?
And it was like everyone would kind of be like, "Whoa, like don't do that." And then one time we got into a fight. He broke my brand new phone, and then I took his phone to try to break it. Ran upstairs. He dragged me down the steps, and that's true.
Was that in a video or in real life?
That was in real life. And like,
because 2 wrongs always make a right.
There, and like, if you want to ask.
No, look, her dragging her down the stairs is unfucking acceptable. But I'm from a different school. I'm a different school of thought with this stuff. I don't think one incident makes a guy an abuser, all right, or a girl for that matter. Okay, I like that. That sounds like a couple's fight. And yes, here's the real reality of the situation. All right, sometimes couples put their hands on each other, and it's illegal. And domestic violence is a serious thing. I grew up in a house with a shit ton of it. All right, but it's habitual stuff to be concerned with. Not at a one-time thing in a couple-year period. I'm not saying she shouldn't have left, but she's even saying he didn't come home and abuse me every day. They're making sure. To say that he wasn't a physical abuser. There's an example of physical abuse. So you have 2 choices here. She's either contradicting herself or she's leaving that incident out, saying that was an aberration of his personality rather than that was the norm. So it's actually, now that I'm listening to it now, it's very confusing. You know, she's saying she wasn't physically abused. He's not a physical abuser.
No, she's not saying she wasn't physically abused. What she's saying is that there was physical abuse, but it wasn't habitual. He's not an abuser. He just
one incident doesn't make you an abuser.
And that's
but on camera, doing it purposefully harder on her makes.
I think you read that weird. I think you read that weird. I don't think that's how.
Yeah.
I think you could even read that saying that sometimes he would push and pull a little harder than other times, like even just specifically putting it on
with her specifically.
I don't know if it's with her specifically. I think it might just be in some instances with her, not all instances. And I don't know if she's comparing herself.
I don't know if she's comparing herself. She says she really goes out of her way to say he's more of a dick, which translation mental abuser, which is such bullshit. You know.
Oh, sure. No, shut up, Tommy. Seriously.
What? No, get the fuck out of here! You tell me to shut up on my own show. You wouldn't even let me get through the fucking video, you dipshit.
About that, like that's true. It's just like it's stuff like that. I was never, and I want to clear the air because he's not like a physical abuser. Like he's not an abuser. But
no, yes, you're a fucking line cunt. Tobe says you're wrong.
And emotionally, every day. 2,000 times a day. I can't even remember a conversation where it was like me walking away like feeling good about myself. It was always like I've always looked out to be crazy, or I always looked out to be like, I don't know.
I mean, listen, I'm glad you're saying he's not like a physical abuser, because that is like a huge scary thing that is like bad, right?
Yeah.
But the mental manipulation and emotional manipulation thing, like that still can kind of tear a person down?
I'm still dealing with stuff like to this day. I know that like a bunch of the pranks, for example, you would let us know like the night before, like, hey, by the way, I'm gonna like pretend to wake you up tomorrow with like a leaf blower, like, whatever it is.
And now she gives an example where she's being easy on him. He tipped her off about a prank. So there's a lot of confusing messages here, to say the least. You know, I'm not buying that this guy's, you know, physically abusive outside of one incident. I'm not buying it. It's completely, she contradicted herself. But I mean, she contradicted herself. She if you watch that video with Banks, she's like, he is an abuser, and now she walked it back. You know, so I'm sorry, there's a problem here. It's not as big a deal, and to her even, it's safe to say that she feels the same way as she initially made it out, and I'm willing to give her fucking benefit of the doubt on that.
For me, he would let me know for a bunch of pranks before it happened, but like a bunch of pranks, he wanted to see my like real, genuine reaction of like a lot of the pranks were.
Don't do that. It doesn't work. Watch my show.
Like the one you threw.
Yeah, and I had to get ready that day. I had like a charity party that I wanted to like go to and like dress up and do my makeup, and I was like,
I'm being serious, don't! Jake!
It was in my vlog. I was pissed.
Well, Jake randomly decided
I've never done that to my girlfriend. She's never gotten pissed off at me.
to throw me in the pool. Now I have to take a shower and get ready, and that's gonna take even longer. So that's not mad though.
Socialism. I'm going to be the next Picasso. My doctor said I'm borderline artistic. Thank you, socialism.
And that's why I'm so annoyed in all of his videos, because I don't know what's going on behind the scene. I don't know if we're together, and I try to talk to him about it, and then he's like, he brushes it off, but 2 minutes later he's like, hey, I need you for a video. And then I always look so annoyed in all the videos because I don't know what we were ever.
Oh, Erica. What's the situation? Because she, to me, was like, let Alissa say whatever she wants. Like, she should.
Yeah. She was like Jake's assistant for so long.
So you think that Erica is like a cheap Walmart impression of you?
Who?
Erica? You made
Jake's
a joke.
assistant?
Jake's assistant.
I found that funny. I found that really funny.
Why is that?
I don't think that was like they dragged this part where he's like, oh yeah, no, Jake's assistant. But I just think that's.
I mean, that was actually. I remember that video. That was at a time when the shit was at its height. You know, we're pushing a year and a half with this stuff. You know, maybe she's being a cunt then, and she goes on to say this.
His assistant, she was living in the house, or she just slowly became my best friend, like actually best friend. I was literally crying on her shoulder every single night, like literally. So then, right when I got kicked out, everyone kind of turned like a blind eye to me. Whose side are we gonna take, Alissa or Jake's? Obviously Jake's, and it was because like he's the daddy or he's the boss or whatever. And then after I left, I think she kind of just like replaced me. I tried for so long to change him, to make him a better person. It's just he never wanted to change. He never, I just don't, I tried for so long.
No, Alissa and I are not dating. Everyone asks me that every single day. We're literally best friends. We've known each other for like so long now. You guys think we should date and whatnot. And like we flirt, yeah, we flirt. I mean, it happens, okay? I mean, I think she's awesome. It's just not like that. It's just not like that, bro.
I think we need to fuck other people. Alyssa's the equivalent of a beta male watching his female friend get fucked. In some sense, yeah, and getting friend zoned. You're absolutely right, Jeff the Chin.
You know, Jalissa,
I think it's a little different.
Isn't real. It's just something that we joke around about it a lot. But Alissa, if you're watching this, I still love you. I love you a lot.
The crux of this film, which was pretty good, I did enjoy it, is basically, and I found a lot of empathy for Alissa. The crux of a lot of young females, although I've never been as extreme as Jake, and he takes it to another level, for a lot of things. Women, in my experience, all right, I think a lot of guys can emphasize this, and you hear the guys say all the time, why do they always go for the jerks? And because being a jerk presents an obstacle, and it's just a subconscious obstacle that women, I think subconsciously, want to change you, want to make you a better person, want to do all that. But in doing that, they're willing to suffer. What happened here is this girl was led on by this guy. That's it.
I think it's a lot more than
she
that.
thought if she could show the suffering, and plus a financial aspect of it too, if she could show that this guy would turn around and love her like she felt, or love her the way she felt, the way she loved him. This is a common problem. I can't pass judgment.
Alissa didn't get friend zoned. That is not what this is.
No, it's not.
Not
She got
even
no.
close.
It's not.
It's a
Alissa was trying to move out of fuck friend, and she couldn't do it, and it hurt her, and she did a lot of stupid shit.
Well, it's not even that. I think it goes beyond that, Tommy.
It goes way beyond that.
It may go way beyond that as far as their relationship, but it does. I don't think I heard a lot of shit about Alissa, and I think when you're in the moment, and it's very easy for us guys or other girls to look back and say, why didn't you leave? Why didn't you leave? Well, emotions don't respond. You know, relationships, emotions don't respond to logic. And it's very difficult to tell anybody that is head over heels, as she said several times in the Truth video, to do something logical. And the logical thing is get the fuck out of there. How many women have we known that done that? How many of our mothers and sisters and even ex-girlfriends have put themselves through horrible abuse?
It's not women anymore, Tommy. It's men do that as well.
I mean, but we're not talking about men. We're talking about women.
Yeah.
We're talking about this woman. And my point is to judge her in that manner, in that time, in that place. Well, you've never been in her position. You've never been pulled out of high school and put in a mansion in Los Angeles and fell in love with a guy and for some reason had this childish notion that all people have at some points in their life about relationships. And then what do? A bunch of stupid, irrational shit like stick around and make fucking diss track videos and lie about abuse. That's all that happened here. What?
Is that the end of the clips?
Yeah, those are the end of the clips.
All right, because I want to debate now. I think Greg Paul is the Harvey Weinstein of YouTube, and I think that's the big stemming point for this entire thing.
Why is that?
Because what you saw in Cabos' video was the hackers explaining how Jake and Greg were flying people out to fuck, saying, hey, you want to be on Team 10? And Alyssa's story actually backs
that lines it up, yeah.
And when you're going with that, like, yeah, Alissa could have walked away. Alissa could have walked away, except she couldn't have walked away because she's under contract because she's fucking her boss.
Yeah, it sucks. I kind of mentioned that too.
That's the big part for me. That's the big part for me. Everyone's saying, "Oh no, she got friend zoned. She got friend zoned. She fucked her boss, and she couldn't get away from the situation."
Sure.
So when people go and say, "Oh, like honestly, I think she had to fuck Logan to get out of her contract."
So what do we disagree? What do we disagree? Like, hey Nick, what are we disagreeing on?
Nothing.
Yeah.
That's more for the chat, but it's just like,
yeah.
I mean, you're looking at that situation. The part that really rang it for me is they like, hey, we're going on a skiing trip. I'm trying to really fuck this girl. You got to stay home.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So she finally got fed up and did something irrational and did something logical. Like, I mean,
I don't even think she set out to do that. I think she went out to the bar.
Even if she did, it's understandable. It's almost, even if she did, it's understandable. I got to be honest with you. Yeah.
It makes Logan the asshole.
Yeah. You know, she was trying to, in the video, she says, like, oh, I made a mistake. I did this. I did that. I was like, yeah, I kind of get it. I get it. You know?
It's part of being young more than a part of being a woman. It's definitely in a woman's nature to nurture.
Yeah. That's what she's trying to do.
I think
in a very bizarre way. That's exactly what she's trying to do.
I think she was beyond led on by Jake Paul. That's the thing. There was more to their relationship than Jake was letting on, and I think she presented that.
He literally said, "I could help out your career if you come do some
and she literally said that he made it abundantly clear that she was not moving up in the relationship ranking.
Well, how did he make it abundantly clear?
He told her that that's not the way this works.
Abundantly clear.
And he makes it abundantly clear at the end of the video that we're not dating. That's not a thing. It's not real. And he also made it abundantly clear with I can't remember that broad's name.
But she said he
well, then wait, why was
he
so upset?
He'll do romantic things, and then when she confronted him about what the situation is with their relationship, he wouldn't say anything.
No shit, because that's the smart thing to do if you're playing her. That's the move if you're playing her. That's the move.
That's literally how the sex stops.
That's how it works.
Yeah, and that's where the mental and the emotional abuse comes in.
I suppose.
It is mental and emotional abuse.
Yeah, I suppose, but this is if you want to call it abuse, I don't know, label it abuse, whatever. This is common. You want to string a girl along, don't tell her straight out, you're never going to be my girlfriend. And then I heard Nick say, what, you know, and Nick say, so why did he overreact to it? I guess that's the Joker in the deck. Well, guess what? Psychopaths don't fucking care. They don't care. He saw her, and she sees those people clearly as a possession. And the only thing that got him to stop doing it was repeated examples like her. She was the first big one. And Logan Paul's corpse trick.
And I'll tell you, have you ever been in a situation where you're like, nah, I don't care about that girl. Nah, I don't care about that girl with your friends, maybe your brother.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, no, she's just nothing. And then all of a sudden someone's talking to her and, oh, wait a minute. I don't like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Very much.
I mean, I tell you something. I'm not dumping DeOrio. I'm not dumping on you. The guys that were guilty of that the most when I was a kid were Italian guys. You know, and what they were doing with their sisters and their girlfriends. You know, everybody had to be fucking Mary Magdalene, or not Mary Magdalene. I don't think it's irrational
for Jake to have talked a whole bunch of shit to Logan, and then Logan probably at that point just didn't think he gave a shit.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's irrational at all.
I don't know. I came away with this having a lot of sympathy for her, right? And I came away with this that, I mean, and I'm sure some other fucking broad's going to make the same mistake. That family is fucked up from the top down, and they're bad people. I mean, I hesitate saying this because it's been said so many times, and it's such a, look at Jake, he's a bad person. You know, for so many YouTubers, not just Cavo, so I'm not picking on him specifically. But this is just a horrible situation, horrible, and she got caught up. And I think that's forgivable. I feel, but it doesn't change the fact that she exaggerated and lied, and it doesn't change the fact she's not much better than Erica Castell. Because she ran, let's not forget, Erica ran a similar narrative against FaZe Banks.
I mean, it's children being children, even the lies and the exaggeration.
It is. You know why? You're exactly right. Because they're all kids. And that's the way I see it as being 20 years old.
She was some 19-year-old girl who wanted to be a fucking model who signed a contract with a guy she was fucking a year ago.
Yeah. I mean, who could blame her? I'd done the same fucking thing. You know, and then you're trapped. You're trapped financially. Yeah, I'd have done the same thing. And I'm not dumping on the broad. I can't. I was actually coming in here to do that. Now, she did lie, and she lied about something that's serious, as well as Erica Castell did. But Erica's, I guess she's claimed that she kind of got railroaded by the assistant that said that she got abused by. All right, maybe they lied to her, but it's still the same thing. It's a lie. It's misinformation. And Erica doubled down. Erica doubled down on it and went in the news. And what have you? And to some extent,
hasn't taken the video down.
What's that?
The video is still up.
No, of course not. Look who we're talking about. We're talking about Jake fucking Paul. We're talking about the Pauls. They're horrible human beings. She's right.
This would have made a killer series in the early 2000s on MTV.
Yeah, it would have. MTV sucks now.
Yeah.
You know, it's I don't.
SJW bullshit isn't entertaining.
What? Yeah.
I miss TRL.
No, it's back.
I thought TRL's back. They still do it in Manhattan? Do they still do it in Manhattan or no?
Yeah, it's just
TRL.
Basically all kinds of SoundCloud rappers now.
Oh, God. Imagine. MTV nowadays. No liquid television? No fucking cool shows? No video?
No Carson Daly, no nothing.
No Carson Daly. That's when it actually...
We just went from talking to Alissa to Violet.
That's when the whole fucking train went off the trails, is when Carson Daly and TRL and fucking Britney Spears and Fred Durst. Before that, it was a fucking great channel. You know, around 98, 20 years ago, it went downhill and never recovered.
Yeah, it was during the boom of TMZ. That's what it got.
MTV was fantastic until 1998. It was a fantastic channel. It was so diverse. But when they realized, they invented reality TV, and when they realized they could make more money on reality TV than playing your favorite artist videos, which is what I was in it for, they lost me. They lost me. I was 22. I was like, this sucks. You know, I didn't think I'd ever go out of MTV. MTV was so great. MTV hasn't been good since 1987. When they stop playing David Bowie. Noodle arm.
The boomer comes out.
Get out of here, you boomer.
I think the worst part about this whole thing is that, God, I can't stand Alissa or FaZe Banks.
No, I feel bad for her. Hey, we've been fair to Alissa and them. Contrary to what FaZe Banks wants to do.
I kind of got out of this video really liking Alissa.
I like Alissa, and I've earned a little respect for Erica as well. I think Erica was probably the unattractive chick in the room, especially compared to her. And she's probably looking at Alissa and saying, you know what? You may not be able to handle this, but I can. I can fuck them, and I can fucking keep my feelings aside, and I can run this company, and I can be the support. I mean, if you really think about it, Erica's very mothering. Everybody's mothering instincts is just running wild. You know?
Could you imagine the night before this whole thing went down? She's like, all right, I get it. I got to go out there. I just got to tell my story one time and get it over with. No. Listen, Alissa. I got a great idea. You had a drug addiction.
No, Mickey, I think I'm going to just tell the truth. All right, why don't we just get, let's put this pun. No. Drug addiction. Drug addiction. Go do it. And then after you're done, punch a fucking wall,
That's not me. That is not me. I never said that in my life.
No,
buddy, it works so well for you.
Yeah.
Eric is 22, John Doe.
You know what? This is this is lessons for young people. All right, I'm gonna take calls after this. We'll open up the phone lines, anything you want, and fucking pick on fucking Tobes if you could. Just entertain me. Yeah, entertain me. I don't know. It's just it really is. This is where lying gets you. Because you have to lie to cover the other lie to cover the other lie. It's much better, and you see things clearer when you don't. And everybody's fucking lying. Everybody's trying to get each other. That's what YouTube's become. I got sucked up in it too. I'm not any better than these people, and I was 20 years older, so maybe that makes me worse, But that's what it is, Just being honest it's not a cure for your problems, but it's going to make the whole world seem a lot easier to deal with. And I think that's the lesson. And again, Shane Dawson, hats off. You make me care about something that I probably wouldn't admit to any of my male friends that don't know YouTube. I really care. I cared about Alissa. I cared about the video. The only thing I didn't like about the video is walking through the cloud house. Not because it wasn't cool. It's a really cool place to live. It's just not my bag,
Because it was the same walkthrough that we saw Nick Crompton, who lives two houses down.
Well, yeah, the same fucking house, right?
Wow, I wonder why these look
that
so
was the
similar.
exact cinema room, though.
The best
I guarantee Tessa Brooks and fucking Nick Crompton are working somehow at the Cloud House. They own 4 houses on that block, and if they're saying they live close together, it pretty much confirms it at this point.
Yeah, but I mean, isn't that like even look at houses like we grew up in, like in Long Island, New Jersey. The house next door is almost shaped the same fucking way, Like after the war, they built all those houses in, where I'm from, where you're from.
I ain't got no 4-story houses by where I live.
No, but I mean, let's say you have a 2-story house. You say you have like a 2-story house, just like a regular suburban house, and it's shaped the fucking same way. I mean,
bro, they had the same elevator.
Yeah, yeah, they did. But I'm saying, like, houses in suburbia and the East Coast are kind of like that as well. It could be the same exact. I know, because after World War II, they just started pumping out houses because the new middle class. Before the war, it was like you lived in the country, you were a fucking hillbilly, or you lived in the city, you lived in Chicago or New York or Boston, and everything else it was actually probably like Europe is now. And then
would
we had
you
the
be
booming middle
surprised
class.
if Nick Crompton was in the Clout Gang?
No, I don't really care about the clock gang all at once. I just care about good fucking YouTube videos. I'm becoming. I am what clowns set out to be. I like.
It's a big YouTube fraternity, bro.
I like good content, and it was good content. I bet Tommy. What the fuck? I bet Tommy C is a pervert. I mean, he's talking about young girls. He's probably 49 years old. Let me tell you something, you bitch. You fucking listen. Yeah, JP. All right. Of course, I know. I know. You know what? I'll show you some love, Lorena. Fuck you, you fish-eating whore.
Free candy.
Look.
So a sexist and a homophobic remark in one sentence.
Fuck it.
Can right-wing Tommy stoop any lower?
Yes. Watch me. you'll probably make all the men in your life miserable. So here's the deal. When I talk to women offline, and Zhivago, I put Zhivago in a room with me to make sure a big cunt like you doesn't fucking accuse me of something. So all this shit you hear, you know what I talk about offline? New York Rangers hockey and video games. How about that? How do you like that? And my wife.
Nobody's getting laid off of video games.
Alt-right.
Because our profit fucking face sensor.
Fuck you and all your fish-eating friends. There you go.
Go fuck yourself, you son of a bitch! I'll come right out of the booth and fucking whack you, fucking prick!
Exactly.
Right-wing Tommy C strikes again.
Right-wing Tommy Paul.
We're talking about young girls. We're talking about a video that's was probably going to get more than 15 million hits. Probably got 100,000 hits with the first 3 minutes. Yeah.
Stop fucking cutting me!
Thank you. Actually, conspiracy theory. Logan killed the guy in the Suicide Forest. I wonder if Jake is spitting on a list. It was brought up. Where is Colossal, an enlightened gentleman? Tobe sucks. I agree.
Adam 22 was the first one to break that story when he said Logan Paul was the man who killed the guy in Japan, as I understand it.
I'm starting to I'm going to start watching his show. He's really good.
I wonder why Keemstar wouldn't upload that one.
Laura, you're on the air.
Hey, Tommy, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, Laura. How are you?
What I don't understand about this whole series is they've kind of played it up that Jake is all scarred by Logan sleeping with Alissa, but clearly, like, Jake never cared about Alissa. And so when Shane has this interview with Jake, I hope it's not going to be, oh, I was so beat up about it and my brother stabbed me in the back. He never loved this girl.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really understand. I don't know. It's just kind of confusing.
Yeah,
to
he
me.
did run around saying she cheated on me.
I have a feeling that the direction of this was completely skewed. I think this was filmed last week. This episode, I think this is the one that was filmed last week. And I don't think any of this stuff is actually going to come up in the finale.
I could tell you what to expect in the finale. And I think if you're a big Shot from the Point fan and you watched all the coverage we've done on the docuseries, I never fucking tipped us off. They're going to blame Logan for everything. That's what they're going to do. They're going to say Jake's responsible, but he's not a fucking psycho. He's just bullied by his brother. And they're going to dump everything on Logan. And kind of, Inaber sort of hinted at that. And he would know better than the rest of us.
I don't think Inaber sort of hinted at that. I think he just said Shane thinks that Logan Paul is the sociopath.
I think, yes. And I think that's the direction they're going with it. Because, let me tell you something. Shane has been ruthless with Logan. And trying to find, admittedly it's not about him, trying to find, anything good about Jake. And I think the fear is...
That's where we're going to see the...
Jake's going to come out okay on this one.
And then we're going to get a 15-part Blu-ray only version of the Shane series.
Or a Netflix original.
It's visible in select theaters for an 8-hour viewing party.
There you go.
I just felt like up until this point, the whole Jake and Alissa situation has been painted like how Jake is so scarred because Alissa cheated on him and fucked his brother, blah blah blah, this kind of stuff like that. But I mean, Jake never liked her. I don't know. It just seems like it was kind of
I don't know if you
built up.
noticed, Laura. That's what I was trying to get across. And that's why I forgive her for. I don't care. Look, I don't care what young women do. They can sleep with who they want. I'm not big into the slut shaming thing. That's not my fucking bag. I know what it's like to be young, and I know you end up sleeping with people you probably shouldn't. And it's part of growing up, and I think that's the story. I thought she was being really honest, and that's the story she's trying to tell. But the thing was, in a moment of fucking frustration, she tapped out and did something crazy. Because again, Jake was leading her on, like a lot of guys do. A lot of guys do that. This is a common tactic. I mean, this is a tactic that I've used myself. When I want to sleep with more than one woman and I'm single, and it's not a very nice thing to do.
Yeah, but do you think that Jake was actually upset when Alissa slept with Logan?
Yes, because I know because I grew up with I grew up with Italians in New Jersey. It doesn't matter. They can go, fuck that bitch. I never want to see her again. she's fucking Jamal. It's fucking I'm fucking killing both. You know.
Remember when he went to that?
That makes no sense to me. That's
no, it doesn't have to make sense.
To me.
It doesn't make. It doesn't. This whole her behavior doesn't make sense. His behavior doesn't make mistake because we're human and we're weird and we express ourselves and we're complicated and we express ourselves in weird ways when it comes to stuff like this. If you look at this logically, you're actually in this one particular sense, ladies, looking at it wrong. Stop looking at it logically. Look at it from an emotional standpoint. And then it'll start to make sense. You know?
I don't know. I'm just not. I'm just not following.
The biggest example of this is when he went to sleep with that other girl. He told her explicitly to stay there, and to stay at home.
Stay there.
So
that was her pet. He treated her like a fucking pet.
Yeah.
I've seen guys do this.
That was his
He
property.
thought he had all the power.
Let me tell you a common conversation among guys, and Nick could back me up on this. You said you love her? Oh, fuck. Come on, man.
Well, it's over now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Does that make... Hold on. Tobes, Laura, does that make any sense? If you do, but why would your friend say that to you? Wouldn't they, like, hey, you're in love. Congratulations. This is not the way things work. What the fuck is that godforsaken noise? Oh,
Laura.
What was Laura? What are you in a wind tunnel?
One thing I realized as well is that
the washing machine's on the spin cycle.
Yeah. Laura, are you a lesbian? I forget.
No, I'm not a lesbian. You ask me that every fucking time I call into the show.
You don't sound like lesbian to me. I don't know why anybody would call my 40-year-old ass.
I fucking called you about breaking up with a boy last time I called in. I'm not a lesbian.
What did I tell you?
Hey, I know plenty of girls who broke up with boys who are lesbian.
I guess it didn't help my case.
What did I tell you? Did I give you good advice?
Yeah, you did. I was able to do it, so that was good.
Oh, wow. I'm good at this.
I did.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I didn't pussy out, so yeah.
Good cancer.
I know.
Yeah.
Stop looking at it really logically, but try to be logical in your own relationships. Try. It's not going to work, but try, especially if you're a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just try. Try it if you can. Try to stay calm. You know. That's why I date German women. They go girly last. You know. All right, Laura. Thanks for calling.
All right.
Bye-bye, Laura. Yeah.
All right, I'm out.
Yeah. Oh, God, it's 45 already? I want to keep this going. All right, Nicholas DeOrio's got to go. I don't have to deal with Tobes. Tobes.
Peace.
Peace. Take it easy, Nick.
See you, Nick.
See ya.
Discord is gay. You're on the air. No, you're gay. You don't have your mic on. There you go, Tobes.
well, before we take any callers, Tommy, my biggest opposition to you here is not.
First of all, what are you opposing? What are you opposing that I said?
It's the mental abuse thing.
I don't buy it.
That's the thing I'm opposing to you.
All right, I don't buy
it. I don't know why you don't buy it, since the fact that he's been, think about it this way. He told her, his friend, okay, supposedly to him, to stay at a party, to stay at a house while he goes to a party to see a girl.
Yeah,
that is just emotional abuse.
I don't know. After you fucking, you might get the idea you could get away with that if you're allowing him to fuck other chicks right in front of you. Hey, could you get out of here for 2 hours? I mean, she's made it abundantly. He's made it abundantly. He bangs girls in front of her. What the fuck?
Yeah, but weren't you making the argument that it's only emotional and not logical when it comes to these sorts of situations?
I understand. Look, yes, I'm making it, but doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. I'm explaining the behavior. I'm not telling you what's right. I'm not saying what he's doing right, but his level. When I think of abuse, I mean, look, it's not like she's not going to get over this. It's not like she's not going to move on. And I'm not going to sit there and say her feelings aren't worth anything, or I don't go that far. I mean, I'm sure this really, really hurt. But in the grand scheme of things, this is nothing. And I think of abuse. I think of a woman with a I think of abuse. I think of a woman with a fucking black eye. I think of a woman that's afraid to come out of her house. And I'm sorry, I just can't. This is like, to me, this is I got PTSD from Twitter. All right, and I think of actual abused women, and I'm like, this this doesn't conflate. Now, this is just a false equivalence to me.
No, no. See, the thing is with mental abuse or emotional abuse.
I think it's bullshit. Do you get that? I think that's bullshit in this situation. I don't go for this psychological. I mean, psychobabble.
Well, again,
I think it's psychobabble.
Therapy's bullshit. I don't know.
I think therapy's bullshit too. Yes, I do. For the most part.
I don't know why I'm choosing this hill to die on.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why either. I don't believe in any of this shit. Now, I'm not saying that nobody gets some benefits of therapy. All right, I just defended. I didn't really defend better health, but I said, something like this wouldn't hurt if it could actually help people. But I got to be honest with you. I think people buy into this victim shit, and it actually victimizes them more than they would have been otherwise, and by just kind of picking their ass up and moving forward. It's not healthy. We have something, I don't know if you have this in your culture, in fairness to you, all right? But we have something in American culture that it's like, if you become a victim, you get a cool fucking pin, a label, and it's like good to have one of those, like, because that means you lived. I have bipolar disorder, I have like this, and everybody's like clawing to get one of these fucking labels from a doctor. And I think that's unhealthy.
Yeah.
And I don't think this conflates. That's my personal opinion. Because you get a doctor in here.
Emotional abuse is it's like known for since the days of Freud that it affects mental health.
I'm sure it does. I just don't see the point. I'm like, you know where I am on mental health? I'm like, who's the fucking black guy that has a really great voice in every movie? What's his name?
James Earl Jones?
No, he's a good one. Shawshank Redemption. What the fuck?
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman. All right, Morgan Freeman did an interview in 60 Minutes, and they asked him why he doesn't believe in Black History Month. All right, and he says because Black history is American history. And they asked him, but what about racism? Mike Wallace asked him that. He said, stop talking about it. Stop making it bigger than it needs to be. It's not saying there's no such thing. No, there isn't. Listen, let me finish. That if you're making it bigger than it needs to be, if you're looking, he's not saying there's no such thing as racism. It's like it's harping on it. It's looking for that victim's tag, whether it be bigotry or bipolar disorder or autism and stuff like that. Embracing that. Look, you're autistic. You're a victim of racism. That's all horrible and shit. But to sit there and make it who you are. It's counterproductive. So to be honest with you, yes, I look at this and I don't feel like this equates to actual fucking hardcore abuse. And it's just thrown around. These words are just thrown around like they're fucking nothing. I don't buy that, and I should probably be a lot better off if she just let it go and moved on. Instead of trying to be the housewife with the black eye, which she isn't. She's filthy fucking rich. She has a fucking filthy rich boyfriend, and she lives in a wonderful house. And she's probably going to be like that the rest of her life. This is a bump in the road. This is a bump in the fucking road. This is not the end of the world. This is not the
if I was emotionally abused in a relationship, and that led to me developing depression. Okay.
Congratulations, you earned your pin. You earned your pin.
No, I'm trying to fix it. To go to a therapist to fix it.
Well,
I'm not using it as an identity or anything.
What do you mean? You're all ready to hand out other pins to other people. What are you talking about?
What the fuck are you on about?
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm saying if you harp on it personally and make yourself a fucking victim all the time, it doesn't do any good in the long run. Nothing. It does nothing for you. What?
You need to fix it.
Yeah, you need to fix it, but don't wear it like
where it stems from.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, come on. I don't think this compares. I don't think this compares. I know what you've been through. It doesn't even come close. It doesn't even come close. It's an insult to people who face abuse. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I don't think
fix it quietly.
No. Like emotional abuse can not only come from relationships.
I'm telling you, I don't. You keep on going on. You're dying on this hill. I don't believe in it. I think that's a bad road. And it's just like when fucking Shane brought up the sociopath thing. Everybody became a fucking doctor. Don't do that. It's a bad idea. Let's save that for when the shit is actually hitting the fan. Not for a girl that's worth fucking probably $5 million. That could get over this. I'm not saying it's any less for her. I'm just saying, like, this is not the end of the fucking world. He was a dick. He might grow out of it in 10 years.
What are you on?
You're not listening to me.
No, I am listening to you. I'm just not understanding what position you're actually taking.
My position is she's not emotionally abused.
Culture.
And you're saying, but emotional abuse is this and emotional abuse. Fuck it. Who cares? And I think if you think that way, you're going to be worse. I think the attitude she has now, let's get it out and move on, is the better attitude. Not harping on it. And everybody going, oh, poor Melissa.
Yeah, you don't harp on it. You use it as a caveat to fix the problem.
As a pin to show everybody that you're abused.
This is why you have this problem.
I don't have a problem.
Because of the emotional abuse you suffered in this relationship. Okay? Let's fix that. Let's untangle it. That's what emotional.
Let's fix that, and let's make it a victim. Let's put you on the victim. Let's put you in the victim hierarchy. It's about being put in a victim's hierarchy and not about help. That's what I'm saying, and I don't buy it. And I don't buy it in her position because of her status. Want to call it privilege? Go ahead.
Not to mention people take these words and use them very loosely these days.
Tommy is not in the mood for breakfast. What? All right, let's get some callers in here. Fuck it. We'll go overtime. Dear Bear Gamer, you're on here.
Hey there. Hi.
How are you? What's on your mind?
I'm good. How are you doing? This is my second time calling you, actually. So
you know what? It's good. Tommy should claim mental abuse from Keem and gain sympathy for views from SJWs. Yeah, notice I never did that. No, notice I never did that. Go ahead. Go ahead, sweetie.
Well, I watched episode 7 of the Shane Dawson series. I just...
What do you think?
You know, when we're talking about emotional abuse, it's... For me, it's a touchy subject anyway, personally, because I have experienced it in my personal life where I know exactly the signs to look for when someone is emotionally abusive.
How did you learn those signs, by the way, just by asking?
Well, I was with said ex for about a year.
So you went, to make a long story short, you went through it.
Yeah,
Were you better off going through it than having it, I don't know, hit you in the side of the face at 30?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's why I hesitate to call this stuff emotional abuse. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm not saying it hurt you. I think it's just growing up.
I think it's just like people. You have to. It's sorry. It's I think it's just a personal thing.
Yeah,
you know,
you gotta,
and just the minute. Yeah,
I'm a big believer in you have to fuck up to learn, especially with relationships that don't make any sense. You know.
Now. Yeah, and especially I noticed in the episode where she basically kind of, I don't know what to say. Where she said, "Yeah, I kind of exaggerated the fact I said that he physically abused me."
Oops.
And to be honest, Tommy, I called it from a mile away when the whole assault situation was happening. Where she's like, "He dragged me down the stairs. I have cuts from what appears to be from 2 years ago," and it's like,
yeah, I know. I watched that too, and I got sick to my stomach. Because I think of a woman that's fucking got a broken leg, you know. I can't complain. I can't play a lover's quarrel with something like repeated habitual abuse, you know. And it's also it is, and I'll defend some of the Alissa detractors. It really, you do get to a certain point with man or woman that are being abused. By the way, so it goes both ways. That
exactly.
You got to get the fuck out of there, but nobody does right away.
Well, no, of course not, because you know why? They have the sense that they feel like they're bound up in chains, right? So they feel like if they leave, I feel like they have that mentality of if they leave, they won't find any better. And it's honest. Yeah, it's
probably not true, but I mean that's what keeps you. Yeah, no, that's why I have sympathy for her, and that's why I'm not willing to bring in a psychiatrist. Just fucking growing up. I mean, I'm not saying he's a good guy. I think he's nuts, right? But I just don't think this is the end of the fucking world. You know?
Now, I'm kind of scared how... I'd say I'm kind of anxious on how this is all going to play out in the end. I don't know when the last part of this series is going to pop out, but so far I'm seeing Jake being put in such a good light, and I'm like, Shane, what are you doing? I don't know, man.
No, Shane is going to end it up much like he did Tanacon. Michael Weiss... Meek Logan Paul, because that's who's going to be the next Michael Weiss, and that's the way he's going to roll it. So they're going to spare Jake a little bit that he's the younger brother and he's impressionable, and Logan's going to take the whole fucking blame.
Do you think in a twist of fate he's just going to blame Greg Paul?
Oh my God! Can you imagine?
Yeah, probably. Maybe they'll say, where does he get this from, and show a picture of him and that fucking music that DeOrio likes to play. Yeah, I can totally see that happening.
Oh my god, just at the end they'll just like troll Greg Paul, just be like, yo, what's up, it's GP coming at you. Like,
yeah, something like that.
Just zoomed, yeah. Oh my god, Greg Paul gives me the creep. I'd rather, you know what? If he made a series on Greg Paul, I'd actually watch that too.
I wish he would just end it like I wish he would like end it like The Sopranos, like just cut it off like in Jake Paul's mid sentence.
Let your mind figure out the end.
Yeah, no, because Twitter would go berserk. That's it. I could laugh.
He's dead.
It honestly will make tonal and thematical sense if he does it as well.
It would, wouldn't it? He'd be the great. Let me tell you something. I'd jump out this window if he fucking did that, because he'd be the greatest of all time. It'd just be great.
Oh my god! Actually, if I no, I just want to say, like, I honestly thought if Logan Paul made an appearance on this series, I'd crap myself, because I'm like, whoa, Logan is admitting, and I'm putting this in quotation marks, that he has sociopathic tendencies, which honestly,
no, he's just more savage than the average person.
Oh yeah, he's savage. That's right. He's a maverick.
Yeah, I think he's a self-aware sociopath.
If out of both the brothers, in my personal opinion, man, I hate Logan Paul. I don't care how many fans would come after me saying, "Oh, well, you don't know him." Do you stand outside his house every day? Like, it's
sometimes, yeah. You see those bitches back in the summer of 2017? They were all out there.
Yeah. But it's stupid how like there's little kid fans have that mentality of, oh, well, you don't know him, but it's like, you're 9. You don't know him. You claim for him to be some kind of god or something.
I would not waste my time debating with 9-year-olds. I occasionally get a fucking nasty Jake Pauler on my timeline, and I do ignore them. All right, I gotta get some other calls. Thanks for the call, sweetheart.
Yeah, no problem, man. Take care.
Bye-bye. I think can we keep this going? I mean,
yeah,
I feel like keeping going. I mean,
I feel like my voice is giving out, though.
That's good. Yo, you're on the air. No, you're not. And we'll go check if you're Mike. That's a name I haven't seen in a while. Thanks so much, Isaac. Tobes must be nice to be able to hit your partner if you have a fight.
What?
It must be nice to be able to hit your partner if you have a fight.
Tobes must be
why is there so much deleting going on?
This Justin Michael guy keeps saying something about Keem's daughter, and I accidentally
get rid of that. No, we don't tolerate that shit here. I don't think that's funny, dude. If that's what you're thinking about, that girl never.
So sorry, Caroline, if I timed you out on accident.
Yeah.
No, you hit her.
Yeah.
It's hard to do.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it was a mistake, Caroline. We're sorry. But that's horseshit. Mike, you're on here.
Hey, can you guys hear me well?
Super. Actually, really clear.
Okay, great. I wanted to say 2 things real quick. First, I wanted to clarify what Alissa said when she was talking to Shane wasn't that he would nudge other people while he would push me. She was talking to Shane saying, you know, when we would plan something while you would just nudge someone, he would get a little rougher. So I think what she was saying was while the average person would just nudge or do it lightly, Jake was always extreme with it.
Oh, so you're saying she meant in general, not just for her?
Yeah, I do think that's what she meant, because she was talking to Shane and she said you. It was really quiet, so maybe it sounded like he, but I was listening and she said you, not.
I didn't take it like that. I thought Tobes might have been right.
Wait, what do you mean?
What he's saying is that she didn't mean it that she targeted him, that he was always rough in general. That make a long story short. I didn't take that away either. But I mean, I suppose it's possible, because you're right, it did get quiet. I don't know. This guy's nuts.
And then
you get away from him. You know, that's why I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt as far as like he's, all right, he's abusing people, but I don't think it's got to the level where that it's the end of the world. I think some of it could be based on maturity and money, and immaturity and money and other stuff, and then a lot of it is her responsibility as well. Ladies, don't allow your significant other. Thank you. Welcome to the channel. Don't allow your significant other to fuck other girls, because guess what? He's not going to respect you. It's not going to happen. So,
yeah, definitely. Like, I do think it is good that Shane is showing like this more personable side of Jake, because although I still don't like the guy, I still think he's a complete asshole. I am like, I just turned 24 and I'm in a band, and I've met lots of people that are just like Jake, and they don't have the money and the fame that he has.
And they're still able to do it. It's funny, when I was thinking about, I've seen this before, I was thinking about, the bands we used to run with when I was in New Jersey in the 90s. It's funny you mention that. So yeah, I know what you're talking about. I had this guy, oh fuck it. He's from Fury of 5. That's a band. I've told the story a few times. To make a long story short, I was talking to the bass player. Bass player says, "Nice talking to you, but I have to go to work." I'm like, "What to work? You just got back from a European tour." And he's like, "Dude, I have to work, man. It's there's only one guy in the band that doesn't work. Why don't you go ask him how he does it?" So I went to the lead singer of the band, and he said, he took me aside so fucking his girlfriend couldn't hear him. He goes, "I live off of women." I'm like, how the fuck do you do that? Well, what do you want to be when you grow up? I go, I want to be an internet tech, right? And he says, yeah, and you can't get a woman to fucking support you with that fucking lame ass job. What is my potential? Multi-million-dollar rock star. Guess what? She's gonna take the chance on me. So, and you never run out. All you have to do is show potential. That's why I'm always telling people on love phones, tell them you're gonna be the best fucking pharmacist in the world. You got to show the potential. And rock stars.
Socialist mentality.
Yeah, it's all bullshit is what it is. You show the potential, and that's why I'm kind of giving her a grade. He had the potential to be, his girl, to be her girlfriend. And she's that's what she wanted, and she did some crazy shit, including allow herself to be abused. I don't think it's that big a deal. You live, you learn. I don't think it's I don't have to call in an army of psychiatrists, but whatever. Abuse. Ugh. Torture is abuse. All right. Take care, Mike. Bye-bye.
All right.
You know what? Everybody just use the label. Lean on it as a crutch. Have everybody feel sorry for you. See where it gets you in life. It will get you nowhere, I promise.
Sure. Why even understand why you have a problem so you can fix
That's not what I said.
Yeah,
I said don't live.
That's a side effect of it. I'm sorry,
no,
Tommy.
That's a side effect to become a fucking mental health advocate. It's a side effect. Yeah, sure. It's also a side effect of not being able to move on.
Yeah, how do you get yourself to move on?
Here's what you do. You become a mental health advocate and you tell everybody how they should think. That's what you should do. And you put it, that technically amounts to mental abuse, and maybe you should break up with your boyfriend so you could be a destructive in other people's relationships because your relationship. Hey, people in the chat, have you ever met somebody like this? They're always telling you how to live and what to do and and they're the most fucked up person you know. You ever have somebody? I know because I had a lot of boys break up with me. I know because I have problems with women. Those guys, they're the ones always giving advice. Yeah. Don't listen to them. They have no answers. You know why? That's why they're always having problems. They didn't learn. They like being Dr. fucking Phil, but they don't like to move on because they're into their title.
Okay. So how do you move on?
How do I move on? I take steps personally. You ask? You want the answer? I take steps personally. I look up things. I go to the doctor if I absolutely have to. And then I don't make myself, I don't give myself a fucking label like I'm this, that, or the other fucking thing. I ignore it. And you know how I learned to do that? Because of my dyslexia. That's how I learned. Stop telling people I was dyslexic, and just drove on. And I dealt with the ramifications for it. I didn't go run around making myself the spokesman of dyslexia. Just drive on. If you make a spelling mistake and you get made fun of, you move on. You deal with it. It's the way it goes. You got dyslexia. That's the way it rolls. You don't make yourself the Al Sharpton in dyslexia. That's what you don't do. It makes it worse. The argument's what?
It
isn't even an argument. It's what you just asked me what I do, and I'm fucking mentally more fit than you. Get around that one. You see me get depressed? You see you fucking crying? No, I don't. People come to me. What do I do? And I tell them, cowboy the fuck up. This life's tough.
Because you're not into the same.
What do you want, anti-scum douchebag? What do you want?
Hello, Tommy. I want to talk about this subject.
Sure, go ahead.
I think, your methods of making it.
That's Whaler.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble understanding you. Go ahead.
Well, your method would work only if, we were all the same, but we are all different, and therefore we have a different way of seeing life.
Sure, I would agree with you. But you know what? There's a right way to do things and a wrong way to do things, and there's probably different things to do for different people. Tobes asked me. Tobes, I just told her. I said, drive on and don't be a big pussy. And don't make yourself a label. Don't live through your disability. Be like Ricky Berwick.
I mean, Tommy, that's not the thing. You said emotional abuse doesn't exist, okay?
No, I don't think this amounts to emotional abuse. I think it's an insult to people who are actually abused. I don't believe in that shit. That's what I said. Hey, everybody in chat, if you want to fucking live and be the abused one, feel free. And people like me will take advantage of it.
Advocating for that. That's the thing, Tommy. You think everyone who says, I've been emotionally abused is doing it for
No, I think everybody that chimes in a conversation is like, this amounts to emotional abuse, and what you should do is this, and they sound like a goddamn fucking psychiatrist, and they're not, and they have their own fucking problems. That's what I'm talking about. Don't live through your disability.
Not what we started arguing.
No, I told you, I just didn't want to hear it. I think it's a stupid fucking thing. When she's being mentioned, I don't think this amounts to emotional abuse on a serious level. It's not serious. This is not serious.
Yes, it's definitely not.
It might not be serious.
But let's treat it like it is.
Like, that's the thing.
So let's
not treat it like it is. There's a difference between going to a therapist and working things out and
stop tormenting me. When I said when did I say don't go to a therapist? When did I say don't go to a therapist? I said don't fucking live don't live through this. Don't make it a part of yourself. I didn't say go to. Do what you got to do, whatever you got to do. And like JF said over here, everybody's a little different. All right, I get that.
Tommy, can I talk about Logan Paul?
Go ahead.
Okay, so I just wanted to say that Logan Paul lost only 3,000 subs. Since you mentioned that Logan Paul is going to take a hit, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal.
Yeah,
because
I don't think it's going to be a big deal. No, he's not going to lose any subs.
Much.
I agree.
But I think there is a strange feeling because if you remember during part 2 when there was the question that Jake Paul a psychopath or a sociopath, and then Logan Paul responded defending himself, saying, well, we are all on kind of a sociopath spectrum. And then he says, well, you know, just if you're a bit sociopath, it means that you're a bit more savage, something like this. And now we see this new part 7 where Alissa bring the Logan Paul situation and how they hook up together and everything. And Logan Paul didn't care about sleeping with her or the potential of hurting Jake Paul. I think
I hate to cut you off, but what's the point? I mean, like, what's your kind of point?
Well, my point in this is Logan Paul shouldn't have uploaded the Dawson response to Shane's Dawson.
Oh, he shouldn't. Well, I don't know. I mean, what are you gonna do? Tell him not to talk? Oh, what are you gonna do? Tell him not to talk? He's allowed to have an opinion, even if he is a psycho. You know what I mean? All right. Thank you for the call. Are you French by chance? Are you French?
In the foot. Yes.
You being French is way more interesting to me. Are you French Canadian or are you in France?
No, I am in France.
Oh, cool.
Can you say, do you want to join the ethno state?
Hey,
for the soundboard.
Are you? How far are you from Strasbourg?
What?
How far are you from Strasbourg, France? I want to go there.
I am 2 hours from Strasbourg. I live in Rennes.
Is that far then? I don't know. Nobody knows where France
is. No, it's the north as well.
If I get lost in France, will you give me directions and pretend not to speak English? Will you not give me directions and pretend not to speak English? Is that true? Or would you try to help me?
No, I will give you directions. But French people are a bit rude when it comes to giving directions.
Yeah, I would give you directions right back to Germany if I were you.
How old are you?
How old are you, Frenchman?
I am 24.
Oh, you're.
Oh, you're hot.
All right. I get you out of here. I'm sorry. I really apologize for that. Anti concours. All right. Another thing is you're not really French because you don't like hockey. All right. So bye. Take care.
Wait, he's not really French because of what?
He doesn't like hockey. I'll give Yo another chance. Thanks for the call, man. Yo, what up? Quick. Getting irritated. Bye. All right, we're gonna finish up the show with the Willie Mack Show.
Hey, Tobes, you gonna bang that French guy, dude?
I'm down. Are you kidding? That's hot. That's a hot accent. Okay.
So the most interesting. So I went ahead and I rewatched a lot of the videos for why X Team 10 members left. So like the Martinez twins and Chance, and like some of those.
And you said it was all bullshit. You said everybody's full of shit. I think you were the first guy.
No, I think everyone's kind of wrong on each side.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's like anything, right?
Yeah, it's like anything.
But the big thing I wanted to know is where the fuck is the money? Because like the twins didn't get their money. Alissa said that she didn't get her money, right? That they're getting left out thousands of dollars and they're living poor in this house, dependent on Jake Paul on like $1,000 at a time, right? Yeah. So that was something where I was really I was disappointed that the doc isn't going to go more into like that business side of it.
Yeah.
Because as far as their relationship goes, man, this happens at every college I've ever been to. Yeah. Almost every college party, some girl hooks up with the wrong guy and it causes
all sorts of
this
drama.
Exact situation to happen.
And that's why I can't get on the emotional abuse argument, because it's just life.
It's just college. Yeah, it's just what happens when young people get together. And
that's it. That's it. I'm just not. I'm not ready to give her a fucking victim.
Where's the fucking money, though? I want to know that part so bad.
No one's gonna actually press him on it in the last part.
No, I don't think that's what Shane thinks Fuse is going for. People are more interested about hearing who broke up with who, and I'm, rather than like the business side of Team 10. I think where it's going. It's probably going towards Logan Paul, because I doubt the dad is going to allow himself to be put on camera.
Yeah,
right.
But so Logan doesn't have to. It doesn't. They don't have to come on camera to get the blame. I mean, he can still.
You got to be on camera to keep the series going. I think
there's only one more left, though.
Logan.
They're only the final episodes next.
No, it's the last one on Jake Paul. What if they do a spin-off into Logan?
Nah, God, I hope not. I'm so sick of this shit.
I don't think they will, because Logan lost $3,000 today in subs.
Logan lost $3,000. Yeah, they're gonna.
Yeah, $3,000 in subs.
Let me check that. That's interessant, as the Deutsch like to say.
Yeah, because he sounds like a fucking animal.
He is an animal.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna post the fucking video anyway because I'm a savage. That's like insane. That dude's definitely a sociopath. Everything I said about that dude, I was wrong. That dude is fucking insane.
No, he's nuts. Logan Paul vlogs. That's the original.
Yeah, Logan Paul's the only one I think is really fucked up. I think Jake's probably a pretty I think he's probably a pretty normal dude for the most part.
Minus 3K today. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
So
I'm really interested, sort of, in the repercussion, like where.
Yeah, look,
because I feel like it has to go to Logan. Like it can't just end with being like, well, I guess Logan's the psycho, can it?
Yeah, it just I think they're gonna Michael Weiss Logan. I think it's the plan. I think that was the plan from day one. That's what I think. And
God, I think there's a good chance that there's another series on Logan.
Look. Logan is Tana, or excuse me, Jake Paul is Tana, and Logan is Michael Weiss, and that's where we're gonna do it. I mean, there's a formula.
I don't know who Michael Weiss is. So.
That's the guy from the TanaCon episode.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, so that's the way. And there is something formulaic about the way he does his YouTube videos, and it would fit the formula. It'd be that simple. I don't think it's disingenuous. I just think that's the formula, and that's what he believes.
Dude, can I just say in an off note, I wouldn't trust Alissa. She's the one that I think I dislike the most after this whole thing's over.
Why
I do not like her at all.
Before this or during this?
No, during this thing. I'm like, oh, dude, I think she is totally the worst person. She's just this jealous clout chaser. I really do think so.
Really?
Yeah. I wouldn't trust her at all, man, with anything. She's lying about abuse in several videos.
But she copped to.
She did.
You didn't think she was I thought she was pretty genuine. I mean, she copped to the bullshit, and then
I think she was genuine, but she literally said, "Oh, I got so mad, I literally lied about abuse."
Yeah,
on FaZe's channel.
Well, I mean, that's what I was saying. I mean, she did do that, but I mean,
and then I'm sure
no forgiveness.
She lied about it, and they purposely put that shit up.
No forgiveness under she was under an unusual circumstance. No forgiveness because she's young.
There's always forgiveness because you're young. Because I make mistakes all the time.
Sure.
Tommy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
I'm saying, like, I would if I win.
I don't even think FaZe Banks is a bad person, and he's been rotten to me. I don't think any of these people. I think the Pauls are whacked.
Is FaZe even young, dude? That dude could be like anywhere between 23 and 40. I can never tell.
He's like 26. Between 26 and 28.
Looks like he's fucking 43.
Yeah. does look older.
How bald he is.
It's pretty funny.
Look, he could be your age, Tommy. I couldn't fucking tell.
Yeah, I did say that to you. He goes, "Oh, you fucking beat your old ass." I go, "I'm old. You look as old as I am. You fucking prick."
Shit. Also,
what does that say about you, you bald motherfucker? I got all my hair. I got all my hair.
Oh fuck!
I don't know.
See, I would laugh at him, but I'm afraid it's gonna come back and bite me in the ass.
You know, isn't it interesting that these guys? Isn't it fucking fascinating that in the summer of 2017, that FaZe Banks was accused of something horrible. It was potentially, and it did turn out to be in his benefit.
I think there's more to that, man. I really do think he probably did do something.
But you got to have evidence, and there's none, and the club backed it. And not only that, didn't Erica Castell say there was no truth to it, that they got let on?
No, not necessarily. She's like, it wasn't what we thought it was, is what she said.
That's what because she probably looked at the video. If there's any evidence, to be honest with you, if you're right, then that club is breaking the law. And
no, maybe it's just at one of those points where it doesn't look that bad on camera. You can't
but I don't deal with that maybes. It could have been. There's no evidence.
I'm just saying the fact that FaZe dropped it so quickly, but he's willing to go out and
he dropped it because they met. They met and he dropped it, and then they went back at each other. I think it was when did I go to Birmingham? In November of that year. I forget when the hell I went.
I'm just saying, dude. Yeah. I'm sure. I feel like there's more. That's all I could say. I have no evidence.
Yeah,
I feel like how that shit went down. It was probably he probably did nothing wrong realistically, but I think there was probably something else there.
I'll take one last call from Vexum Swift. You're on the air.
Vexium.
Hello.
Hello. You're the YouTuber, right? I forget.
Yeah, I'm here to stop all the mental abuse going towards Tommy C.
I give mental abuse. I don't take it. I'm the victimizer.
That's turning me on.
You're better off.
Tommy C. abuser confirmed.
Yeah, I gotta be honest with you. I'm like the Trump White House. You can't hang, get the fuck out. That's the way I roll. It's the way it was in the army.
The best part of the podcast was Tommy saying to Tobes, "I can't be abused. I'm totally sane. Look at how sane I am. I have no mental problems at all."
You should hear all these guys offline with their fucking problems. I don't have any of them.
Oh fuck, man! I don't know any.
I don't have any fucking problems.
Do I drink myself to sleep? I fucking do.
I don't do that. I think I want to after the show, but I do not do that. You know.
Yeah.
Thanks for the follow back.
I do want to smoke. I actually want to smoke cigarettes after the show. What do you want? What do you want, Vexum? What do you want?
Said he wants to follow.
Has anybody? I'm hearing rumors that Keem's going after Pyrocynical.
Oh hell yeah!
What is he doing?
Should I expose him?
What's the fucking? What's the narrative? What's that narrative? Maybe we'll have something for tomorrow. What's that narrative?
He said maybe I should make a full video exposing Pyro. He never took down the video about me with all those lies, and had to this day, a few people still believe this nonsense. Whatever.
What did he believe? What did he say? The Keem was alive. So he's doing the same thing to Pyro that he did to me. You know, he calls out lies but doesn't mention what the lies were. How about this, Keem? How about this, Keem? Why don't I look up those lies and see if they're lies?
You know what it is? He got finished with Philip DeFranco, so now
he needs somebody else because he's a psychopath. Because he's a psychopath. Exactly.
He's gonna fucking roll right on.
Hit a button, monkey! Hit a button, monkey! Come on! Hit the button!
There's another happy camper. He's totally sane. You know?
Dude, Keem won't do anything though. It would be such a suicide move to do.
No, you are fucking no. You are fucking wrong about him, just like everybody else and probably 90% of the chat. He needs people to ruin. He told me. I keep repeating this shit. So, and I told Pyro, and by the way, I told Pyro 5 months, I think it was 6 months ago, you're next. And he didn't respond to me. I think he called me a boomer.
The problem is Pyro's got so many friends, though. Don't you think it would be suicide for him to do that
Keem
shit?
Doesn't look at it that way. Keem thinks I can do this. Pyro's. I told Pyro, I think on 2 occasions, in that chat, that you're next, motherfucker.
To be fair,
honestly, you're right.
Completely sane. Completely sane.
Completely sane. Of course, it's sane. It's right. It happened.
Yeah, no, I won't argue. I honestly think some shit will go down, but I don't know how Keem will go about it. He makes terrible fucking videos. Dude's never made a good fucking video in his
really
life.
Hasn't. He's just funny. He's his video man.
To be honest, Dollar in the Woods.
I'll never remember.
Dollar in the Woods.
I never remember.
Lesbian in the Woods.
I'll never forget this conversation for Baited, and it was just like I mean I was literally trying not to laugh out loud. I was like holding my breath. Keep in mind he's my boss at the time. He's like, you know, Clown makes good videos, but if ever really put into it, really. I think I could take him. He's like, I think I could take him. Like, fucking Clown's just like, I could hear him just going, and me just fucking, yeah.
Does a line of coke.
Yeah. Bro, I think I could take him. I think I could take him. Get the fuck out of here. This guy's got it over you like a tent.
It reminds me of film school when we're all sitting in the fucking, like, back of the apartment. Everyone's smoking and drinking beer, and you're all like, yeah, I'm going to the red carpet. Yeah.
and you know what? Let's look at his magnum opus on FouseyTube. That wasn't that great. If anything, he indirectly, well, Banks did it to himself. I mean, I'm sure he didn't do it on purpose because he's got to.
Why are we acting like Dollar in the Woods didn't happen?
Yeah, that was great.
Because he didn't make the video.
Yeah,
Tobes.
fucking what's his name did?
Yeah, but it was Keemstar's video.
Fuckers.
Yeah, but all he did was sit around. All he did around was walk around with those dirty fucking black sweatpants shorts and Yeezys and barefoot. That's all he did.
And on top of that, dude, it's totally different. Think about it. If Keem's trying to put together a theory of a series of thoughts and images to make a video, the only thing I could ever think of is when he made that video being like, what was the famous line? I am not.
Well, I'm not getting hate. Yeah.
Why am I getting hate? Yeah, and he goes through like a 40-minute video trying to do. He can't do it, man.
Yeah, you know what? You know what he said to me, a Clown, after that one. He was like, "What'd you think, guys?" They were like, and we're like, I know. I was thinking the podcast is over. Thanks for ruining it.
They probably just get Aiden to go after Par.
Dude, Tobes, he can't put together something like that. Dollar in the Woods is a totally different type of medium.
I know. I'm just making a meme. No, I know. Keemstar's a no talent, but the only talent that
I wouldn't say he's no talent. I wouldn't say he's a no talent.
Well, no, I think he's entertaining.
He's a funny talent seeker, if that's the word. He's a funny talent.
Dude, he's just a fucking dumbass, Tobes. That's what I'm getting. I say talent or whatever. I just think he's not that smart.
Yeah, you know what? What he lacks in brains.
We're asking him to write an essay. He can't write an essay.
Yeah, but what he lacks in brains, he makes up in force. And be honest with you, a lot of the the artists
strong.
yeah, well, it works. When he wakes up, and a lot of the people that he's up against, like commentators, are mentally weak. They're the ones. They need labels.
Well, we're all nerds, really.
Well, they're these poor brutes.
Yeah, exactly. And he's not. And that's why he bowls everybody over. They're all a bunch of fucking nerds. The only thing, when he came out, the Halo community, that's like kind of the jock part of the fucking, like Call of Duty Halo. That's like the jock part of
the fucking jock part of YouTube.
Yeah, it's like the jock part of fucking YouTube. Halo and fucking thing. Those guys aren't like nerdy.
It's like
Call of Duty, man.
It's like saying the chess team is the jocks to the Magic the Gathering club.
They might be. I don't know. I don't know if that's such a horrible metaphor. I don't know if that's a horrible metaphor at all. All right, I think I'm fucking done.
This is a good show.
What do you want, Symmetrics? What do you want, Symmetrics?
What? Oh, I've just been in here listening.
He wants.
I was gonna say you mentally abused me, but then I realized.
Go fuck off. How about that? There you go.
It's fake. Mental abuse is bullshit.
It is bullshit.
No, he was just joking.
In this case, it's absolutely bullshit. Oh God. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something, kids. As I end this wonderful program, even if it's true, even if it's real, don't buy into it. Don't wear the pants. You know why? You're just gonna be a cuck at the end of the day.
This is the almighty infinite, independent excellence. Devil fighting, rebel titan, weed smoking alchemist. Fake identities, okay, you cool with Jason Bourne. Running with these Wolverines, okay, you about to catch a storm. I ain't never been a liar, got tired of niggas playing me. Head in my legs like she about to catch a pedigree. Chi-Town to King's home, slapping fives, black stones. 6 mile to danger zones, bullets look like waffle cones.
No bags in the chat.
Don't make me read them eagles to you like I'm Chip Kelly. They feel my struggle, I express it through my hip hop. I'm about to make it hard to breathe. Here's a headline.
I've been abused. Everybody's me.